I've almost won over David, but I've got to get him completely. And soon, or it'll be too late.
I haven't the foggiest notion of what you mean. But as far as I'm concerned, you can take him and leave right now.
God bless David, Roger. You're being obtuse right now, sir. No, thank you. This woman is unwell at the very least, even if she's not possessed by some sort of spirit. And, sir, don't give her your child. Hello, I am Joel Sharpton, one half of the Articulate Coven, and this is my watch of the original supernatural soap opera, Dark Shadows. I am very, very excited to get back into this show. We were left on a bit of a cliffhanger. We got more information than I thought we were going to get in 177, but today we're into episode 178. We're going to find out whose grave they're cracking open. I said they're going to pull a Van Helsing, and I think we're about to see it. I do want to remind you, if you are watching these on YouTube, you can get them earlier, ad-free, more often at articulatecoven.com/join. $2 or more a month gets you access to everything we do early and ad-free. All right, let's get into episode 178.
Carolyn said that you'd do anything you could to help Mrs. Stoddard.
Oh, yeah, I would, but grave robbing isn't exactly in my line. I'm not a body snatcher.
I don't want the body, and I don't want to rob the grave.
Then why do you want to break in?
I just want to see what's inside. And then we can close the grave, and whatever's there can rest in peace.
Do you really have to do this?
It's the only way.
Okay. Yes is the answer. He absolutely thinks there's nothing in these graves. He thinks that grave is just as empty as the vault was in the morgue in Arizona.
You have really knocked me over. Where is this grave? What's involved?
We have to open the vault at the old crypt.
Well, I know, but what are we looking for? I mean, whose grave would we be opening?
I must open the coffin and view the remains of Lara Murdoch Stockbridge, who died in 1767.
Because they don't think she's in there. Okay. I would say that was a very decent cold open. We knew who it was going to be, but also I'm glad they came out with it pretty quickly. I really hope they crack this grave open today. Like, again, let's don't string this thing along. Let's wrap it up by 180. Let's do it. Let's do it.
The first Lara Murdoch died in 1767. The second in 1867.
And now there's a third right here in 1967.
Exactly. There's one more thing. They all died in fires.
Well, that lady that died in the fire at Phoenix. Everybody thought she was Lara Murdoch Collins.
Look at you, Joe. Look at you coming along so quickly and figuring it out. You genuinely, I damn you with faint praise, but there are lots of folks on this show that it took longer than that to put 2 and 2 together and make 4.
You know, aside from everything else, what you're asking us to do is illegal.
Well, I've already spoken to Frank Garner, asked him to draw up the necessary papers.
What did Frank say?
He says it's possible, but there may be a lot of red tape.
Well, can't we wait till he cuts through it?
Well, that may take an awfully long time.
Yeah, but if it makes what you want us to do legal...
Joe, we don't have an awfully long time.
Well, certainly we can wait just a little while if it makes what we're going to do right.
No, we don't have it. How can I...
Okay. I just want to point out here, for the record, in my opinion, what's legal and what's right are not always the same thing, Joe. And you know that. Slavery was legal. Slave catching was legal. The Nazis were legal for most of their regime.
Press that on you. You know, I have the feeling that all the events here are leading up to something else.
What do you mean?
Well, I feel that they're leading to a greater disaster.
This is more than I bargained.
Joe, I know I'm asking you a lot. But you promised a lot. You said you'd do anything to help my mother. Are you going to go back on that?
Well, if we could be sure that it would help you.
There's a chance that it might. And it might be our only chance to save her. Are you going to throw that away?
Well, I guess I can. All right.
Okay, I know I said I wanted the grave open today, and I do, but like also y'all mistreat Joe. Y'all mistreat Joe so much. Carolyn, you manipulative so-and-so.
Doctor, I'm with you. I'll help you open that grave. I don't like it. I don't think it's right. But I'll help you.
Whew. All right, here we go. Out to a grave. No, we're not. Boy, I really thought we were headed straight to the cemetery. It's been a minute since we've seen Lara, though. Let's find out what she's up to. Trying to cook Dr. Guthrie's brain. Who dis? I'm going to say it's Burke.
It's about time you decided to come around.
Okay, Roger, but that does make all 5 of our actors. Hey, speaking of, that was some really, really beautiful set design and camera work coming into the cottage there. I wanted to get to a couple of comments that I got recently on YouTube. First of all, this comes from Bookworm1808. Thank you, by the way, everybody. Listen, we talk all the time about how the patrons get stuff more often and early and ad-free and all that stuff, and that's true. But if you're not in a position to support the show monetarily, or you just found us, we appreciate everything that you do watching us on YouTube, too. Subscribe to the channel, like the videos, hype the videos. You can do that when they come out. You can click the hype button. That gets us on a leaderboard or something. Helps more people find that we're doing this. Bookworm1808 says, regarding some things you have said over the last couple of episodes, this was back on 164. I think Roger's main coping mechanism for dealing with supernatural things or anything untoward is denial. He's unable to face hardships in his life, so he pretends it didn't happen, much like his drunk driving incident where he put it on Burke. As for everyone not noticing Laura's red flags for a while, or in Roger's case, still not noticing, I think it's partially the idea, I think of the characters holding the idea that motherhood is sacred, and the idea that Lara could plan to harm David is too heinous to contemplate. Maybe even more mind-boggling is the idea that Lara losing David doesn't mean she won't hurt him, at least to our characters. Okay. Thank you, Bookworm. I think you're a newer commenter, and I appreciate that. All right. Also on 164, J2299, for audiences, motherhood was sacrosanct. So Lara is given the benefit of a doubt by some for them. Burke is under a whammy of some kind, remember? And I happen to enjoy the occasional disjointed dialogue because it's more how people really talk. All soaps would occasionally do that to shake up settled actors and promote realism at times. Excellent feedback, J2299, as always. And there was one more. Somebody was talking about... Somebody gave me a spoiler in the comments on this, by the way. Zach Brahani says, oh, trust us. This is way back on episode 158. There's a reason why she never wants to leave the mansion. I'm sure he's talking about Liz. This is the one that I wanted to get to. This is J2299 for episode 162. Copies of the paintings of Dark Shadow's characters hung in the lobby of the studio, aka MGM. The only other soap in my knowledge to do this was Another World. Anyway, Dark Shadows was unique in many ways. It cost 3 times more than any ABC soap. By the way, when Liz wears a fur or is dressed particularly nice, much of the time it's her own clothes, jewelry, almost any pink or green dress, her favorite colors, and the mink. Her reputation, her beauty, her regal bearing, and the personal property gave Dark Shadows distinction and class well above other soaps. All that helped get soaps recognized in a business where they were ignored and shunned. For instance, there were no soap magazines or publications until Dark Shadows. I did not know that. Okay, so in my soap opera heyday, I guess I'm in my soap opera heyday now, if we're being honest. didn't used to make videos about a soap opera 5 days a week. But in my original soap opera heyday, when I was so in love with Days of Our Lives, I would often buy the magazines at the newsstand, or honestly in the supermarket checkout line. But yeah, man. Okay, makes total sense. I love that Dark Shadows was the start of that. Again, thank you to everybody who gives us great comments, no matter where you give them. Mwah, we appreciate you. All right.
I don't suppose you have anything to drink around here, do you?
Well, I could fix you some tea.
Tea isn't a drink, it's liquid.
Roger, do you have anything to report?
Kelly always says tea is just dirty water. My wife, she's not for tea. I'm not really a tea drinker either.
Things are closing in on me.
What things?
Time is running out. There's not much left.
What the devil are you talking about?
I've almost won over David, but I've got to get him completely. And soon, or it'll be too late.
I haven't the foggiest notion of what you mean. But as far as I'm concerned, you can take him and leave right now.
No.
God bless David, Roger. This woman is clearly, okay, let's say we just talked about the feedback about how Roger doesn't read, supernatural things, and he doesn't even read uncomfortability, but you're being obtuse right now, sir. No, thank you. This woman is unwell at the very least, even if she's not possessed by some sort of spirit. And, sir, don't give her your child.
He's got to come of his own free will.
Well, I don't understand why. Liz isn't here. Just take him and go.
That's not suspicious.
Oh, Roger, you don't understand anything. He's not just a psychologist, he's a parapsychologist.
You mean one of those ghost chasers?
Okay. Again, Roger, you were at a seance with the man.
Must you reduce everything to its lowest common denominator? An investigator of psychic phenomena.
I called him a ghost
Why didn't
hunter.
Carolyn tell me this?
Because she doesn't trust you.
Who else knows about this?
I don't know. Vicky, Frank Garner, everybody, I suppose.
Except me. Well, isn't that just fine? Why is he here?
Well, if you want to know the answer to that, you'd better ask Carolyn.
Of course. It all fits in now. A seance. Who ever heard of a real psychologist trying to commune with the spirit world? But why? What's he up to?
I have no idea.
It's also confusing. Why did Vicky scream out at the seance?
Ask Vicky, not me.
And that body in Phoenix? Why did it disappear?
Roger, surely it is apparent by now that I am here and not there. So how in the world would I know?
Okay. I will say time is short for Laura if even Roger is finally beginning to ask questions. Here's hoping he's not just gonna let this one off the hook now. Come on. Let's close this deal.
Are you telling me everything? Are you sure there's nothing that you're hiding? You'd better tell me, because I'll find out anyway. Whatever it is. You had better tell me, Laura.
There is nothing. Nothing.
Oh, there's a few things. There's a few things.
What about the old man who acts as watchman?
I checked on him. He lives in a little house on another part of the property.
He must make rounds.
Very seldom. After all, who would want to break in?
Only a couple of lunatics like us.
Won't the crypt be locked?
No, I don't.
If y'all would just ask Vicky, she could tell y'all that old man is definitely going to be there when you go to try to break into this vault.
Think so. If it is, then I'll have to find some other way of getting in.
Oh, well, in that case, you'll need some tools. They're in a shed behind Laura's cottage.
Let's that out. We can't afford to take a chance to come anywhere near Laura's place.
Well, listen, there's plenty of time for me to go home and pick up my tools, isn't there?
All right. But make sure nobody sees you carrying them. We don't want any suspicion thrown on us.
Amen.
Joe, thank you for doing this.
It's all right. I just hope we don't regret it in the morning.
Never mind the morning. I'm worried about tonight.
No, don't worry. We'll be very careful.
You'd better be. Come on,
Okay,
Joe. I'll walk you through the door. I won't
At
be
this
a minute.
point,
Listen, if we end up in jail, we do make...
at this point in the episode, they are not going to open this tomb tonight. They might get to the graveyard, but I don't think that's even going to be the case.
favorite. My favorite filling is a file.
Joe, I want you to know I'll never stop being grateful to you for this.
You don't have to be grateful. Just pray that we're doing the right thing.
Just keep remembering it's for my mother.
Where is Guthrie? I want to speak to him.
In the drawing room.
I want to speak to you, too.
What about?
Never mind that, just get in here.
I'll see you later, Joe. And thanks again.
Tell us how you really feel about it,
Right,
Roger.
Roger, what is it?
Well, if it isn't my niece, Lucretia Borgia, and Dr. Guthrie, the eminent psychologist, parapsychologist, that is.
You know.
All right, you two. Exactly what has been going on around here?
We're trying to get to the bottom of your sister's illness.
By table tapping? What comes next? Are we to read tea leaves after dinner?
Well, your equation of parapsychology with gypsy hocus-pocus shows a profound ignorance on your part. From everything I've been able to discover, it all seems to relate in some way to your wife.
That's what I thought you were going to say. Now you get out of this house. No, I'm not asking you to get out. I'm ordering you to. I order you to leave this house. This minute. Get out.
We already know you can't do that. First of all, he's about to leave anyway. He's got stuff to do. But you can't order him out. It's not your house, Roger. It's Liz's house, and she put Carolyn in charge of it.
I simply didn't think you'd understand about Dr. Guthrie's work.
But why didn't you try to explain it to me instead of going behind my back? How do you think your mother would have felt about a thing like this?
First of all, if her mother was conscious, then we wouldn't be doing any of this. But second of all, this is why. This reaction is why she didn't involve you in it. Roger, you're a butthead.
I'm just willing to try anything that might help her.
And if it harms Laura at the same time, so much the better.
Laura never entered my mind.
Laura has never been out of your mind ever since you got it into your head that Burke Devlin threw you over because of her.
I don't care what Laura and Burke do. Since my mother became ill, I haven't given the two of them a thought.
I mean, to be fair, that is absolutely true. That is the truth. She has been very focused on this issue. Now, was she predisposed to blame Laura for all of it? Maybe that's true too. I could see that argument.
Do you actually think that this voodoo fakery will help anything?
Listen, y'all all gonna stop the cultural appropriation. This is not voodoo. This is not gypsy or Romani, is what he should have said. This is just some white woman psychic nonsense is what this is.
Think she's faking that trance she went into? Do you think that Vicky was faking what happened to her at the seance?
They're both just highly overwrought women.
Why can't you admit that there's something very strange going on around here?
Because I will admit nothing that can't be proven.
If Dr. Guthrie proved it, what would you say then? Would you admit that you were wrong?
Uh-oh. You gonna put him in a box?
If he proved it to my satisfaction, yes.
You got to be careful with the fine print on stuff like that. Okay, if he proved it to my satisfaction. Well, are you ever going to be satisfied?
Then at least let him try. For my sake. For my peace of mind. So I can tell myself I tried everything.
Oh, very well. Let him investigate away, if it'll comfort you any.
I'm sorry it all had to be such a secret. But it seemed to be the only way.
I suppose so. Still, there does seem to be a lot of unexplained things going on around here. I'll have to admit that much. There is a possibility that there might be something in what Guthrie's doing.
Oh my goodness, thank you,
Just a
finally.
very small possibility.
Oh, you're telling me there's a chance?
But nonetheless, a possibility.
All right, I was right. They're going to get to the graveyard, but they're not going to open it today. I think it's locked. It was locked for Vicky and Frank when they came.
It's locked. You don't suppose there's anybody in there, do you?
There's nobody in there, Doctor.
Yeah, there is. The old man's in there.
Oh, maybe it's stuck.
Well, you're not going to try to break in, are you?
Well, I will if I have
No,
to.
listen,
Well, come on, give me a
listen,
hand.
I agreed to come down here, but breaking in...
Oh, look, we've got to get in there. I'll take complete responsibility.
Okay, Joe, wait a minute, though. You can't be too surprised. He brought tools specifically in case the thing was locked. Like that, y'all talked about that in the living room, buddy.
All right. Stand back. Let me have a try.
There you go, Joe.
Here, try this.
I told y'all there was somebody there. The old man's always there. Good cliffhanger. Okay. All right. Hey, and I like the ivy covered front of the mausoleum, I guess. And look at this. We're getting full credits too. We haven't gotten full credits in forever. Okay. Excellent episode, in my opinion. And I'm telling you, we are steamrolling towards an end to this Lara Collins storyline. Okay. They break the tomb open. That's 179. I don't think we get rid of Lara by 180 then probably. But I'm going to say at this point that by 185, like she should be headed off the show. I don't know how close that puts us to Liz's return. She took 6 weeks off, I think is what you guys told me. And I don't think we're near 6 weeks yet. I mean, we're closing in on it, but we're not there yet, I don't believe. Thank you so much to all of our patrons, especially for making these videos possible. So many of you have literally said some version of, I just want you to go all the way to 1,200 and change. We will. We're going all the way to the end of this series. We are so close now to Barnabas, though. And folks, we're going to get some new people excited about us when we get to Barnabas. So thank you for sticking with us in this early run. Thank you to the folks that are watching on YouTube. And if you do watch on YouTube, you can get them early, ad-free, more often at articulatecoven.com/join. $2 or more a month, get you access to everything we do early and ad-free. Again, I'll be back soon with episode 179.